Welcome to the Family Geekery Podcast, a podcast for geeks from a family of geeks. We talk about video games, comics, and anything else geeky. I'm Chris.
And I'm Amber.
And it's just two again.
What's up with AniMAY and splitting the party up?
Just dose people in May, I guess.
Yeah.
Yep, Danny is out on location, I guess, doing something.
Yeah, she'll probably tell us some stories when she's back.
Yeah, having some fun. That's what you're supposed to do. So we are going to be here talking today about, what is this, week 4 of AniMAY?
Week 3.
Week 3.
Yeah.
Week 3 of AniMAY. And we're going to be talking about Cyberpunk, Edgerunners.
Oh, yeah.
But before we do that, Geeky Weeks.
You did it better than Danny.
Let's talk about our Geeky Weeks. What you got this week, Amber?
I don't know if I mentioned it last week, but I started watching The Bear, and I'm liking it so far. I know a lot of people say that it, stresses them out and gets kind of crazy and wild. So far, things are only mildly stressful, so I'm liking it so far. I can see why, it became super popular when it came out. So I'm excited to keep watching that. Funnily enough, that's been my, dinner show, what I put on while I eat dinner. So it's kind of fitting like that. Besides that, I have been mostly doing some of my usual Geeky Week activities, like, Tomodachi Life and The Sims. And there was a new update for Marvel Rivals, and unfortunately Danny isn't here because the new character is Devil Dinosaur, who she likes.
That's cool.
Yeah, and he is super fun. It's a little weird that Moon Girl isn't with him because, they have Cloak and Dagger are one character, so I feel like having Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur as a pair person would have been kind of cool, if she rode him or something. But I think and they have good reason for this, but they don't have children in the game. So I think they have a good reason for not putting Moon Girl in the game. Because they also, I think Penny is, technically 18 in the game, just in case, I guess. Because I guess they learned from Overwatch. Yeah, but she is, in some, stickers, and she's, Devil Dinosaur's little, keychain buddy. All of them have a keychain buddy, so she's
Cool.
Still represented in the game, just not a playable character. But, yeah, Devil Dinosaur's really fun, and he's been in, every game so far, and he always tanks so much and does so much damage. So I can guess that he probably won't make it into any ranked games. He'll probably get banned.
Or nerfed.
Yeah, I can see a nerf coming his way. But it is funny, of all the people who can mount him, it's Punisher. Punisher can ride Devil Dinosaur with his little shotgun. So, it's kind of fun.
That would be terrifying.
Yeah.
See a Punisher riding a dinosaur towards you.
Right? But he is huge. I don't know if they patched it, but on release, he was not able to fit into certain corridors in certain maps. Luckily, I don't think any of them were, ranked activated, but it's kind of funny.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Who was the beta testers that didn't find that problem?
I don't know. I guess there are so many maps, and I think they're kind of on a fast cycle where they release a new character every 2 months or something like that. So maybe they just didn't have time to play test everything, which is kind of weird. I don't know. I think they'll learn their lesson and maybe not make a character that big again.
Small development team.
Yeah.
The struggles of a gaming company.
Yeah, but that's about it for me.
Okay. Let's see. I was
You were out last week.
out last week. Yep. I was doing some traveling. And I did get to see a movie while I was traveling, on the plane. And I got to see a movie after traveling. So after I got home, your mom and I went and saw a movie called In the Gray. You ever heard of it?
No.
Neither had we.
Oh. Okay.
Funny that I go to plenty of movies and see the same trailers over and over again. Never saw a trailer for this, which has Jake Gyllenhaal and who's the Superman dude?
The new Superman dude?
No, the big guy, the Witcher.
Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill. So pretty big actors.
Yeah.
In a Guy Ritchie movie, so probably pretty good budget. Lots of explosions and all kinds of stuff, but I've never seen any preview or advertisement for it at all. But we went and saw it, and it was good. Good action flick. They're like, for lack of better terms, like special forces people for like insurance companies trying to get back money from people who borrowed money and didn't pay it back or something. Kind of a weird plot, but it was good. But while I was traveling, I actually saw a movie. I don't think I finished it, so I won't worry about that one. But I did see another movie that I finished throughout the. It took me two legs of a flight to finish it, and it was a movie called Ready Player One.
Oh.
Which I had obviously seen before.
I've seen that.
And I've read the book.
I've read that.
And what I had not remembered, you know how much memory I have about movies.
Right.
What I had not remembered was how dissimilar the movie was to the game, or to the book. But not in a bad way.
Yeah.
Like, the gates were completely different, the 3 gates. But I don't think the gates would have worked well in a movie.
They kind of like modernized some of the references too, right?
A little bit.
Yeah.
But I did see at the very end, I saw that one of the screenwriters was it Eric Klein, or who was it that wrote it? Whoever wrote it, the author.
This is your like so-called favorite book.
Yeah, it's one of them. Whoever that author dude was one of the screenwriters also, so I imagine he had some say in how it would be converted to screen. So, and if that's the case, then
you were close. Ernest Klein.
Ernest Klein. I was close. His brother writes some really good books too, though, Eric Klein. But yeah, so I don't feel bad for him. I know there's been other authors that, sold their books to movie rights, and then they were completely dissatisfied with the outcome, which is actually one of the gates in that movie, The Shining. Talked about how Stephen King never liked the movie The Shining.
Oh, interesting.
But yeah, it was good to watch. I think I could watch it 3 more times and still not see all the characters, because there's so many characters that show up on screen, especially in the big, large battles. And there's just no way to see them all unless you were to pause it and be like, ooh, hey, they've got this guy and that guy and that person.
I feel like some of that movie can get confused with, like, Wreck-It Ralph. the 2 Wreck-It Ralph movies.
A little bit, yeah.
They all kind of came out at the same time, and they all reference some similar things.
Oh, yeah, a little darker version of Wreck-It Ralph. But yeah, some of the same references. But I saw it for a second time and really did enjoy it.
Nice.
So it holds up. And other than that, not much time for playing mini games. So that was it for me.
All right.
So let's get into the main topic of this week, which is Cyberpunk Edgerunners, which is a Netflix anime. And, you and I were talking about, hey, Danny's not going to be here. What kind of show do you want to watch? And I threw out some ideas. And
you said, do you want to pick one? I said no. And then you said, okay, I'll pick one. And then you pitched me things I'd already seen. So I was just like, all right, I'll pick one.
Well, I was possibly going to go, like, the full, like, Gundam.
Yeah.
Mech suit type, that type of thing? Because I know that's not Danny's type of anime.
But the most famous one of those, Neon Genesis, I've already seen most of also. So
Is that the Evangelion?
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to pitch that one too.
We should find like an old one that we can watch.
Yeah. But so then I figured I'd pitch something that was more multi-gender friendly and not just do a full Gundam. And then you're like, hey, how about Cyberpunk? And I was like, okay, yeah. Based on a video game, that's kind of right up my alley.
When you had asked me to find something, I was like, I don't want to find another one. I already found one to watch with Danny. And I had completely forgotten that I was like saving this one to suggest to you. So
That's cool.
yeah.
Yeah, so this is, according to Netflix, one of the, most popular animes. It says it's got more thumbs up than most shows. I guess that means it's a good thing.
Yeah,
So-
probably. And it's also pretty highly rated on IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So I figured can't go wrong with that. It's based on the CD Projekt Red game, which was pretty popular for both being a immediate failure and then redeemed itself as being a really good game.
Yeah.
And a game which I have, but I have not loaded up yet. It's on the backlog. So maybe
It's
watching
one
this
of those
show.
games that you have to like put in 100 hours of to kind of get anything out of.
Yeah, it's
Like,
one of those open world games that
yeah. It's like future Skyrim.
yeah, and I can't play those games for the story. Because I play like the minimum amount of story I need to get to the open world section, and then I just
then
go
you're
do
just-
that forever.
Then you turn every game into Saints Row.
Yeah, which is really just every game becomes some version of Grand Theft Auto 3.
Yeah.
And I think this one would do the same thing if I loaded it up. But yeah, so we watched a couple episodes of this, and I will admit that my first impression of it was I didn't know what the heck was going on. So I really look forward to this discussion with you because I hope that you understood some of what was going on,
Okay.
and you can help me learn it now. Full disclosure, I may have been recently home from work and sleepy at the time that I started playing it. So I might have gone in and out of consciousness a couple times and had to rewind a couple times, but
That's okay. I will
But,
say, when looking at the IMDb ratings, like the first 2 episodes are rated significantly lower than the rest. I think probably because they like are setting up the story.
okay,
So, yeah.
that makes sense. And
No, I watched the first 2. How many did you watch?
I watched the first 2 also.
Oh, nice.
So give us a quick setting of what's happening in this show.
So we're in the future. We don't know when and where. I don't know if they said a city, but we follow this guy David who lives in the slums, I guess, of the city, and he goes to school at like this like prep private school where the rich people go. So there's a bit of a disconnect there, and we see mostly the slums where he lives, and there's people, I don't know, maybe on like some kind of drug, or maybe they're like, I don't know, addicted to the technological implants or something. It seems that everybody has a little bit of technological implant, kind of like, I don't know, Black Mirror style, where they, I don't know, like plug into their computers or whatever. But other people have like full, like skeletal implants that they can like fight better and stuff. So we're in a future kind of neon, very, very technological heavy kind of place.
Yeah, I think it's based in the same place as the game, which is Night City,
Yeah, they did say Night City.
and that's somewhere in between North and South California.
Okay.
Yeah, the opening scene, very action-packed and very graphic, turns out to be like it. Correct me if I'm wrong. He's kind of living somebody's memory.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like. Because I think he had like a little disc that he his friend gave him.
Yeah, that doc guy.
That doc guy, yeah. I guess not his friend.
It seems like his friend, but
It's kind of like his plug.
yeah. Now I'll tell you, that whole sequence reminded me of a movie that you've probably never seen from 1995 called Strange Days.
Nope.
But the whole premise of that was there's a black market of like memories that they called it jack into. You could jack into someone's recorded memories, and people would get like addicted to that, and they'd want like, hey, I want to have one of a guy who's, skydiving or, doing something very thrilling. And so there's a whole market of these things, and it's a very strange movie, but it's very good. But it totally reminded me of that. And then it goes straight from that very action-packed thing into the whole, backstory of kid in the slums. Mom is working her butt off to get him into the good academy. And then almost immediately we have a horrible tragedy.
Yeah. Kind of crazy.
Which
he basically gets told, hey, you owe the school a lot of money because you messed up your electronics. And then bad things happened.
Bad things happen.
It's kind of crazy that they have to like subscribe to this like crazy medical insurance, and if they don't have it, they don't get treated.
Right. Yeah. Hitting a little too close to home.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's kind of in a bad place, not knowing what to do. And then what did he stumble upon this cybernetic thing? How did he find that?
I think because during the memory of the guy who, like at the very beginning, they show his mom being, I think she works like as an ambulance person. She works as like a first responder.
Right.
And I think she ended up with them, and he found them like with her. I think is what happened. If I had to guess, I think that's how he ended up with this thingy.
This thingy. Now, I think part of the game is that you keep on equipping yourself with these cybernetic, advancements to your body, and that gives you more and more skills throughout the game as you become a cyberpunk. Cyberpunk is someone who has upgraded their body with this stuff, which I guess the other name, well, I guess when you get too crazy to it, then you're a cyber freak, or I forget what they called them, but the whole Edgerunner is, I guess, another name for someone who is going a little overboard with their cybernetic upgrades.
Yeah.
But after he finds this thing, this, I guess, lack of a better term, cybernetic spinal cord.
Yeah.
And has his doc friend / acquaintance equipped it on him. Then he realizes he's got some pretty wicked skills as moving fast, I guess.
Yeah, that's what we see mostly.
And in the process of that, he runs into a girl, Lucy, who is apparently part of, a criminal, I guess.
She's like pickpocketing the rich guys.
Yeah, so they're like on a subway or something, and he notices her, and I think he called it picksocketing.
Yeah, it was funny.
Because there's like little microchips in everybody's neck, and she has some ability to pop them out, like eject them or something. Mm-hmm. And then she was just running by and catching them, but at some point he noticed that she was doing these ill deeds, and he caught one faster than she could, and that's when she knew that he must have this, some kind of upgraded implant.
Right. So they team up, they talk about splitting their money.
He needs money.
He does.
and he's got skills.
Yeah, but he goes a little overboard.
Yeah, I guess.
Uses too much cybernetic running, and kind
He
of
did it like 8 times in a row. He used his skills 8 times in a row, and his little doctor guy said, no, like 2. 2's the most you can do.
Like, he's supposed to be taking this, like, drug to help him with it, and his doctor guy was like, didn't even tell him about that.
Right. So. Oh, no, he won't need that. No. But as it turns out, I guess David has an unusually high tolerance for these implants, so there's something about him that is special that lets him use these implants, I guess,
typical
better than
main character
than most people. Yeah.
He's the chosen one.
And I think as this series progresses, he continues to upgrade himself.
That's cool.
Because he gets kind of caught into a gang of these Edgerunners that he becomes partners with, and they start doing stuff. Take down the system, probably. But what's with the whole moon thing?
I don't know. I guess they're, like, trying to colonize the moon. And so Lucy wants to go there. She wants to get out of Night City. She says, like, it's the worst thing there. And I thought it was funny. David at one point was like, I wish they'd stop doing stuff with that stupid rock.
Right.
It's like, okay, someone doesn't like Elon Musk.
Well, I guess he was taught in school that whatever it is that they're trying to, sell you is just never going to work up there in the moon. Mm. And that could be, since the school is very much set in this big corporation, corrupt corporation thing, that it may not be the truth. So Lucy may actually have the right idea that would be a better place to be.
And somehow she's got some, like, plug into the moon. So they have, like, a little moon date.
A little moon date.
Yeah.
And she gives him some anti-gravity liquor of some sort.
Yeah, I don't know. The whole part was a little silly. But, in typical, TV show fashion, at the end of that episode, we get a cliffhanger where guys burst in and kind of like, they want David. So.
Yeah, or at least they want that implant back.
Yep. So, we'll just have to watch more to see what comes next.
Yeah. He's going to have to talk his way out of it.
Yeah. But it was weird. She was just kind of sitting there chilling, so I don't know. I wonder if she kind of tipped them off.
Right,
or
that's what it seemed like.
knows more what she's telling David. Because, like, she just met him, and she's like, come over to my house. Like...
Yeah, and they just mysteriously knew where to find him.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it seemed like she had something to do with that.
I wonder how much more you get from, like, playing the game. Like, if there's, like, little Easter eggs or anything like that.
Yeah, I guess the show was successful enough or acclaimed enough that it caused a spike in the sale of the game.
Oh, that's cool.
And I guess they're already working on a sequel to this.
Oh, yeah, because this is a limited series. It's like a one season done kind of thing. Yeah,
they came up with a great name for the second series. It's Cyberpunk Edgerunners 2.
Oh, that was announced, I think, at I think that was announced at the Game Awards.
Yeah, it said July 2025 it was announced. So that might have been.
Before maybe they played a trailer or something. But I know there was like an anime, highly acclaimed anime announced at the Game Awards.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, this one's really cool, and anything like futuristic and neon just looks awesome. And they do a great job with that.
Can't go wrong with some cyberpunk stuff.
One thing I thought was really funny was, I know this is like, they're not the only animation studio to do this, but it was very noticeable to me, was finding as many ways to limit animating mouths as possible.
Right.
like that's common in animes. But this one, they're like, you're staring at his feet, like he is tapping his foot for like 30 seconds while he talks, or you're like staring at her when he's talking. It was just like a lot more noticeable than I think other animes do it.
So did you watch it English?
Yeah. I
guess
think it might be originally in English.
dubbed. I think it said it was originally Japanese.
Oh, okay. Because I looked up if it was like made in America, and it said it was like an English, Japanese, and Polish studios all kind of working together.
Yeah, CD Projekt Red is Polish.
Okay. It was kind of cool. I don't know if did you watch it in English or in Japanese?
English, yep.
Okay. And the theme song is by Franz Ferdinand.
I saw that, yeah.
Yeah, I was like listening to it because it's not in the first episode. It only started in the second episode, and I'm like, this sounds really good, and also kind of sounds familiar. So, for all you who don't know, kind of one-hit wonder Franz Ferdinand for "Take Me Out." they did the song for this.
Yeah, it's funny because just today, as I was commuting, I was listening to a podcast, and the podcast is by a musician, one that I like, and lately he's been finding these, Rolling Stones top 50 bands of all time, lists, and then listing them out and commenting on them. Very, very similar to how we did with some of the movies that we did, some of the movie lists. And so he's doing this top 50 bands of all time, and he reiterated over and over again, this isn't like top 50 bands of the 80s or, of the last 10 years. This is all time. And so he was very critical on it because one of the higher ones on the list was Franz Ferdinand.
Oh.
But bands like Aerosmith were not on the list. So he was, again, very critical of the list.
That's funny. I mean, they are very talented. I've only heard really that song, specifically. That's the only one I have in like any of my playlists, but anytime I hear them in passing, they're really good. And they were a good fit for this. I don't know who thought to call up Franz Ferdinand to do like a cyberpunk song.
Right.
But like weirdly it worked.
Yeah, I guess he's Scottish. I was wondering if maybe he was Polish or something, and they had some connection to the gaming company.
One thing I'm excited to see is who friend of the podcast Giancarlo Esposito plays.
Oh yeah,
we haven't met his character Faraday yet.
Yep.
That's really funny.
I bet he's not a good guy.
Probably not. Something tells me he's playing a villain.
He plays a good villain.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Overall, you like the show?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep watching this one, especially because it's like over. I think I'm gonna keep watching it.
Right. So you know that there's an end to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'll have to watch some more, at least to see if I can have my brain catch up with what's actually going on in the story.
I do like the way that they animate the like super speed with like the rainbow colored stills.
Yeah, like I said, the opening scene to it was very catching. It was a good grabber for a show.
Indeed.
All right, well, I guess if you've got nothing else, we're going to wrap up this third installation of AniMAY.
Yep.
Third. Which means we'll come back next week, maybe, with all three of us.
One can dream.
It isn't even summer and our schedules aren't matching up right now.
I know, right? We all did some pre-summer travels.
Yeah, and I think you alluded to what we might have to do for one of these weeks.
Yeah, see, that's my plan, is when you're not here, I tell the listeners what we're going to do to trap us. Trap us into doing my things.
Yeah. Even though I'm the one that edits the podcast and I could have edited that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said something about Studio Ghibli.
Yeah, I think that's a very good way to wrap up AniMAY.
Do you have a favorite movie?
Well, yes. But I've seen it too many times.
Okay. And you don't have to out yourself as to what your favorite is, but...
No, I think my favorite is very respectable. I think my favorite is Howl's Moving Castle. But there's a lot of good ones. And if you would like some help in choosing, I can do that.
Or we could let our listening audience give us some help.
Yeah.
By sending us a email at podcast@familygeekery.com. Let us know what Studio Ghibli movie we should watch.
Maybe Ponyo's my favorite.
I've seen that. I've seen at least that advertised.
Well, yeah, that one and Secret World of Arietti or Secret Life of Arietti, I don't remember, but they were done by the Disney Channel people.
Okay, that's
so they were
probably
mad
why I saw
advertised on Disney Channel.
That's probably why.
Yeah.
That other movie I asked you about, though, it looked like it could have been from that studio.
It is, yes.
Oh, was it?
Grave of the Fireflies is Studio Ghibli.
Okay. Then I picked up on their style then.
Yeah. That one, very, very good. Very, very sad.
Yeah, it kind of sounded like it had a sad premise.
Yeah. I watched it during a during a group like movie night on Discord, and that was wild.
Oh no. Everybody just logs out and you're like, oh, okay, I'll see you later.
Okay, yeah. Oh, so about that movie. Goodbye. Yeah, we can pick a happier one.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah.
But I think that's going to wrap it up for this episode. Let us know if you've been watching or playing Cyberpunk. Let us know what you think about it. And we'd enjoy hearing from you. Send us an email, hit us on our socials, or just write us a postcard. P.O. Box 40792.
What? Really?
Kenosha, Wisconsin.
No, he's lying. That'd be a long way to go pick up our mail.
Yeah, there's 7 hops before it gets there, too, so you gotta hide our tracks. Don't want anybody swatting us.
Right.
But yeah, that's gonna wrap it up. We thank you as always for listening. And until next time, peace out.
Peace out. And geek out.
Oh, that's much easier with 2 people.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to the Family Geekery podcast. For more information, visit www.familygeekery.com. Don't forget to subscribe at your favorite podcast provider. And until next time, peace out and geek out.